This is a very important video for two main reasons. Number one, retinols, retinoic acids, they work so well. They're proven, they're studied to do so many things. They help with brown spots, they tighten the skin, improve the appearance of fine line and wrinkles. They help thicken the dermis. So people with thinner skin, they help make the skin better, more resilient, more robust, help with elastin and collagen, all the things we're trying to do with expensive treatments and devices. And you can do it with skincare. The second reason this is very important is it's the number one product that people struggle with to titrate on their face. In other words, to get the dose right, to not use too much, to not use too little. And remember I said with this video, it's important because I want you to maintain it, not just start the retinol, but maintain it. So many people stop using them, and not using a product is the worst thing you can do for most people when it's that beneficial. So maintaining it is as important as starting it. Let's dive in to my 5 tips. Number one is when to use it. So a lot of people are going to be worried about sun sensitivity. So if they're on the retinol, they take it in the morning, if the sun or the UV rays hits their face, will it cause people to look older? Will it damage the skin? Will it negate the effects of the retinol? It does not increase sun sensitivity, the retinols, but when they cause inflammation, then the skin is vulnerable. And that's why many people use it at night. I think it's good to use it at night. I think it makes sense because people aren't then putting sunscreen and makeup on top of it. So the tip number one is when to use it. I think it is prudent to use at night, but often not for the reasons that people think that they are using it at night. But it is the best time to start using it. Now, number two, in a sense, has to do with layering. Before we start into the video, because a lot of people are on other products, let's talk about my top go-to products for skin so you'll understand why I'm talking about how to layer this retinaldehyde. I'm an advocate for my patients, and they all are on this despite getting microneedling, radiofrequency treatments, IPLs, resurfacing, tightening, Ulthera, all those treatments. I have them on skincare that includes a retinaldehyde. I'm going to tell you why a retinaldehyde in a minute. I'm a big proponent of growth factors. This is Anteage's roller growth factor system. All my patients are on growth factor skincare, either post-procedure, but also for maintenance. Also, alpha hydroxy acid creams. Big proponent of those. They work great with retinols, as do the growth factors. And then we get into the moisturizers. I like a lot of oils and a deep moisturizing product like my Ultra Moisture. For some of you, you like ceramides. As long as you have a great moisturizing product, that's what I think of for my patients when I'm layering. Now, my number two tip has to do with when do you put it on. So cleanse the skin with a gentle cleanser. Unless someone's very acne prone, you can then go to a salicylic, but your cleanser can be pH neutral to the skin, anywhere from 5 to 6, gentle, and I rather it be on the moisturizing side. I do like ones with lipids such as Anteage's cleanser. You have your own cleanser. Certainly put in the comments before and below and share your best cleanser, but a gentle cleanser is key. Now, when do you put your retinol? And we're talking nighttime. I am a proponent when you're starting the retinol, if you've never had them before, you start with your moisturizer. Like I said, it would be a moisturizer that you're using. Doesn't have to be that expensive, whether it's ceramide, something like my Ultra Moisture. Look at my video on that. Look at some of the ingredients I have, match them up with what you have or other products that you might like to use. But moisturize first. Leave that on your skin for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you're going to apply the retinol. And while we're talking about retinol, this is the one that I like, that I use, that I tell my patients to use if they're not on a retinoic acid. This is retinaldehyde. So you're gonna have 3 main choices: a retinol, a retinaldehyde, or a prescription strength like retinoic acid. The retinol converts to the strongest one, the retinoic acid, in 2 steps. The Retinaldehyde is in the middle, and it takes one step to get to the strongest form. I find this is retinaldehyde, it's Avenay, and I find most patients tolerate this very well. And so why not start with something that is only one step away from the strongest product? And you can use whichever one you like. And if you're very sensitive skin, start with a retinol. But my tip number 2 was cleanse, moisturize, wait a few minutes, and then put your retinol product on. That acts like a buffer so that you're not too sensitive. Tip number 3, what areas of the face should you avoid, especially if you're starting out? The under eye, the lower face, because whenever we're resurfacing the skin, CO2, lasers, RF microneedling, this is, or chemical peels particularly, this is the area that's going to be the bugger. This area is going to get prolonged inflammation. It's going to have prolonged redness. And if the patients don't take care of this lower area after a peel, they'll get flaking, redness, and even possibly hyperpigmentation. So the under eye, the lower face, around the nose to the chin, and then the neck. Those are areas you might avoid. A bonus here of why you might avoid the under eye too, it can cause dry eye. Retinoid products can cause dry eye. They can affect the meibomian glands, and those are the glands that produce the tears in the eye. And so the last thing you want to do is stop a retinol for the face because you're getting eye irritation. So avoid that altogether. You can add those areas back over 4 to 6 weeks when you know you're tolerating the retinol. So the under eyes, the area of the lower face, I would just go lightly, and then you could avoid the neck to start. But you do want to treat the lower face because that's some of the thinnest skin in the body, and that's where people come in complaining, number 1, of aging. They'll say, "Doc," and I'm talking 45 plus, 40 plus, "my lower face doesn't look good. My upper face looks great. It's incongruent." So you have to, this is a great area for the retinol, but you have to be careful. Another bonus trick here is if this area you think might be sensitive, you can then, after the retinol, wait a couple of minutes and double moisturize. So you moisturize, retinol, wait 2 minutes, and then you put moisturizer on top. It's like a double buffer. So the next tip, we're going on to number 4. How often should you use it? I'd say this is the number 1 area where people question it and they go wrong. On average, people are going to start 2 to 3 times a week. A sensitive skin person, start using it on one day, skip the next 2 or 3, and then go another day. That will give you twice a week. 3 times a week max to start. And do that for a couple of weeks, 2, 3 weeks. Don't take it for one day and go, "Oh, I can now use it every day," because you tolerated one day. This is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Meaning, we're in this for the long term. This is something you're probably going to be on for the rest of your life because it will help prevent you from having to get other procedures and expensive procedures done. So that's how I would do it. Now, let's say you 2 or 3 weeks into it, you're like, "I need more effect. I'm getting no redness, no peeling, no flaking. I don't have that windburn feel." Those are all signs of inflammation. Then what do you do from there? Well, you stop the step 2 in your layering. So you cleanse, and your retinol is going to be your first step. You don't need the moisturizer, or your moisturizer is your last step. So you stop the first buffering step. That means that this product is going to go, this retinol will go directly on to your cleansed skin. And if you really want to step it up, you leave it moist because that will help the absorption. This goes through the layers of skin. The most common one that's disrupted, the most superficial layer called the stratum corneum, needs to be in homeostasis for your skin to function. Very important. People don't understand the importance of the stratum corneum until you strip it off. And we do that all the time with procedures that I do, like fractionated RF and lasers. So that would be a tip. Now the next and last one is use it consistently. Skincare is no good if you don't use it. So you have to use these steps. If you're super sensitive, you take the steps I've told you to decrease the amount, use your moisturizer. If you're not getting any effect, now this is the key point. People, they say it's not working, I'm not getting the effect I need. I say really, effect or not, something not working is based upon one key factor, and that is expectation. So if someone comes in with a saggy neck, a saggy face, and they need a facelift, and they go on something, oh, the retinol didn't work. Didn't work for what? Did it help with glow? Did it help fine lines? Yeah, but it didn't. My jowls are still there. This is not going to do that ever. It's not going to. It doesn't melt jowls. So look for your end effect, and what that's going to be, if you're using too much or on that border, is a wind burn feel. If you're getting the wind burn feel, you back off a little bit. That means your dose is good. By wind burn, meaning you feel the wind on your face and it's just a little sensitive. That's the telltale sign. If you're not getting any effect and you've done those things, then you need to move up to a retinoic acid. And I do move most of my patients up to a retinoic acid, and that would be your pure form. That needs no conversion. It's active, ready to work. If you can't, a little bonus tip, what I'm doing a lot of, there's a product called Bakuchiol, and I have a video on that, but it's in anteage growth factors. I use that for people. I tell them that's the only thing you really need under your eye. It's a plant-based type of a retinol product, and in studies have had similar outcomes to retinols, and that would be something that if you cannot take this anywhere in the face, Bakuchiol is something to look into. And if you might as well use growth factors with Bakuchiol, it'll be your one-stop shopping. The only other thing you might need would be, other than your moisturizer, would be an AHA cream, because it exfoliates. So that hopefully helps you get started with your retinol. If you have other questions, please ask. Retinols, growth factors. This is a Dermaroller with growth factors, which is amazing because it gets deeper absorption for those that want to do a little more and want to step it up, but it doesn't cause irritation. A home Dermaroller is great with growth factors. And AHA and alpha hydroxy, absolutely key. And with those products, very simple, doesn't have to be more complex than that. You can have beautiful, healthy, glowing, vibrant skin. I put a complete playlist up here of skincare products, tips and tricks you can do at home. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.